Hi, my name is Tom DiGiovanni. I am the music director and organist at Old Greenwich Presbyterian Church in Stewartsville, New Jersey. And we are celebrating our 100th year of the organ this year in 2025. So I'm going to show you some of the stops we have on the pedal and the swell sides. And if you notice, all these names are in different languages. We have French, English, and German names on most organs, and numbers after them. Here's our positive. These aren't stops, these are kind of rocker tabs. And that's our bottom keyboard here. And over here is the great, which is our middle keyboard. So if we go over to one of these stops, our loudest, most obnoxious stop here is the trumpet. And that's on our swell keyboard. That number 8 means that that lowest pipe there is 8 feet in length. And if you go 8 notes higher or an octave higher, that pipe is now 4 feet in length. And as you go higher, the pipes get shorter and shorter in length. And every octave you go, it gets shorter by 1/2. So if this octave right here is 8 feet for our 8-foot trumpet, this is 4 feet long. This pipe is 2 feet long. This pipe is 1 foot long, 6 inches long, and this top one is 3 inches long. So it's pretty hard to imagine close to 2,000 pipes in here, and every single note has its own pipe, mostly, give or take. We have almost 2,000 pipes here, and so what we do is when we create different sounds on the organ, we might throw a combination of stops in here. So I might start with an 8-foot stop, maybe another 8-foot stop, and that gives us a nice foundation. If I wanted to add a 4-foot stop, that's actually going to give us that note in 2 different octaves. And if I added a 2-foot stop, that note, single note, is now in 3 octaves. So if I were to play a chord, actually we have lots of pipes ringing out right there. So if I were to add, I'm going to go over to the positive for this. The original great of our organ turned into the positive when we got 3 manual organ in the 90s. So if I could build a sound with a couple 8-foot stops, which are kind of foundational, add an octave higher with our 4-foot stops, add an octave higher than that with a 2-foot stop, we got a pretty nice sound there. All right, and this mixture stops add some high harmonics to the mix. Without the mixture, with the mixture, kind of gives us that brightness that we're looking for. So if I were to play this keyboard right here, this is probably a good approximation of what the original organ sounded like in 1925. There you go. So we have stops, all of this math to do, all these halving of things. And if you notice, there's a few stops in here that have fractions. They call these mutations. So if I were to pull out some 8-foot stops to give us our regular sound, our foundational sound, and then if I pulled out one of these octave, one of these mutation ones, that's 1 3/5. Without the 1 3/5, and then with the 1 3/5, it adds an odd note to the top of it. It adds a major third higher. And if I were to add the other mutation we have, it adds a 5th higher. So with this, with these mutations, I get all kinds of harmonics that are present in normal instruments that the organ is trying to mimic. Lots of combinations, lots of fun, lots of buttons to press and things to pull out. So this is so much fun to play and kind of an endless supply of sounds and creativity. Thanks.